In the exam, you're going to have a user area with a folder in that contains a form and a folder like that. So those two folders there. Now, loading up into 2013 creates this file as well. So don't delete that file at any time, but this is the one that you're going to have. For the purposes of revision, I've got two examples, so I've sort of modified the same example just to look different, and it could look either way when you get into the exam. At the start of the exam, you're going to load up Visual Studio. That takes a little bit of time, so that won't be included in the exam time. So when you first load up, if it does start by saying, oh, it's what settings do you want and so on, we'll just pause and await all of you to load up fully. If I go back to the root of this revision resources, there's a paper 2 questions. There's also an answers as well, which I'll go through during revision sessions. But paper 2 questions opens up this examination paper, Unit 2 Practical Programming to Solve Problems. It says Section A. Section A is in fact worth 16 marks. Section A is worth 44 marks. Just waiting for it to register. Section A is worth 44 marks, and I'll be talking about that in revision sessions, but also on a separate video. And Section B is worth 16 marks. So 60 marks in all, 44 and 16. So roughly 3/4 for Section A and 1/4 of the marks for Section B, although it says 60 minutes on each. So bear that in mind while answering the paper, okay? Total marks is 60, and then we're going to have a look across. You need to have an IDE, so that's going to be Visual Basic. I'm going to read the scenario. Now, the scenario you've seen before for this past paper, but you'll have a brand new scenario. It could be about any aspect of computerization at all. So here's a fitness leisure centre. You could be doing an estate agents, an airline booking system, a hotel booking system, a financial taxation system, or estate agents, travel agents, leisure facilities, whatever it may be, okay? But read the brief, because any work that you do must look at and use these examples. So it says here, such as swimming, gym, aerobics, badminton, squash. So use those in your programming or in your answers for Section A. The system must allow you to store and search client details, ability to search for activities that are already present, such as swimming classes and so on, and the ability to store training log for each client. So let's go and have a look. It then says it's going to have this structure. So entity relationship diagram, these are one-to-many relationships. There's a list of clients, and there's the primary key field, client ID. Training table, there's going to be a training ID and activities. So when I do looking at that, I'm just looking at this now and I'm thinking, right, a client is going to train and do a particular activity. So a client will do lots of training, so one-to-many relationship, and can train and do an activity can be trained at many times.